now currently, but we'll start questions in 5 minutes. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh wait. Let's see. Wait, I have one slight flaw in my plan. Don't worry.
No worries.
Oh, I'm gonna. Okay, I got this. All right. Oh. I'm so scuffed at streaming. I've been rusty. All right, I tweeted it. Oh wait, I tweeted it, and now my trillions of followers will come, hopefully, or at least maybe 5 people. It'd be cool. And then
the only reason I'm here is for your trillions of followers, Nick. So
yeah, it's a secret about. Oh, I got a follow. Yo, thank you, Kalik. Appreciate that. There we go. All right. We will give it. Usually when I wait, I just give it. I'll play a game, but I don't really feel like playing a game right now because we'll start in 5 minutes.
I could totally analyze your play, Nick.
Do you? Oh,
that
wow.
would be fun. I wouldn't mind being on stream while you play a game while we wait for people to join in.
Are you being serious or are you joking?
I'm being serious. Let's go.
You want to play? All right. Can you tell?
Oh, hold on. Yeah. Let's do this. Hold on.
What? Wait. Okay, we're gonna be delayed. I was just gonna ask you personal questions for 5 minutes so we could play a game.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I also down to play a game, so you just let me know what you want to do.
All right, fine. All right, what is your favorite deck?
My favorite deck. So I like to play Deep. Deep is my favorite deck. I play it off meta, but it was meta for like last season, and it was the first time I hit high diamond. So I was very excited that Deep was meta, and I just played the crap out of it, and so I hit like Mastery level 5 or whatever on both Nautilus and Maokai. But that's been my favorite to play. Right now I'm playing Evelyn Viego, which may be degenerate, but
I need to
I'm
make you
enjoying it.
louder.
It's fun, so.
I need to make you louder.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we could do sound test.
We could do that. All right, we'll play a game of Deep and then we'll start. All right, so
that's what we're gonna do.
I just made you significantly louder.
Okay,
but I'm not gonna share my screen with you. You have to watch on the stream because like everybody else, because otherwise it's gonna be like I have to undo a bunch of settings and be complicated.
Yeah.
Deep's the base choice. All right, guys, we have. Oh wait. Trust me, guys. A part of stream, I can figure this out. Here we go. Wait. Bam. Look at that production value. Gotta go in the corner. All right, chat.
Right, so I gotta add you, or you gotta add me.
Oh, we're playing each other.
Is that what we're doing, or am I gonna watch you?
I thought you were gonna. Okay, we'll play each other. How about you? Yeah, you're the guest. Just whatever you want to do.
This is so well produced. No, I'll spectate you. I'll spectate you.
No,
I
well,
just gotta either want to watch your stream.
It seemed like you wanted to play me.
No, I'm down for whatever.
Okay. All right. So I was gonna play Deep because it's your favorite.
Okay, let's do it.
All
then
right.
I don't have to get smashed by Nick live on stream.
Well, it'd be more embarrassing if I lost. But I have the excuse though. Like he literally works on the game. How am I supposed to win? He made the card. All right. We're gonna just play this Deep deck that I have.
All right. I just watched your stream. I look like I'm frozen on your stream. I think.
That's because you are. But I fixed it. Don't worry. I'm a part of chat. This is my first rodeo. I got this.
There we go.
All right. So do I want Undergrowth? 2 Megatop. Oh wait, how would you build this deck?
Oh no. You're
see
a deck?
The kids. I play versus Lurk. It's
on first you pick Maokai and then you pick Nautilus.
I did that much. So this season I haven't played that much Deep because it's not that popular. But when I did play against it the 3 times, they all played the Slaughter Dogs. Every single person I played against played the Slaughter Dogs.
Really? I don't think I've played Slaughter Dogs on.
Yeah, I don't
either.
Let me
see what my list is. My list is.
Why don't you just give me your list?
Okay, hold on.
Unless that's like not, I don't know if it's been.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's got secret stuff in it that no one can know about.
All right, so chat, if we're gonna play while we gather amongst ourselves, or that's not a thing. While people are gathering, we're gonna play a game with his favorite Deep deck, and then we'll begin questions for 30 minutes, and that'll be the interview.
I just linked you the code in Discord.
Right, let me delete both of them so I don't miss. All right, so we're gonna play. Oh my god, I'm so bad. We're gonna play his favorite deck, Deep. This is about to be the worst deck. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see the deck building. Bone Ski. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, I see Lord of the
It
Deaths.
might not
There
be
you go.
fully up to date because I don't know if I played it this season yet.
I just want to make sure you're Lord of the Deaths. That's all I care about. Oh, you got the
Okay.
one ship recorder? Thank God. I've been swearing by ship recorder.
I don't know if I like the atrocity in there or not, but it's nice for just like close out if you really need to.
I personally don't play atrocity, but
yeah.
but most of the players love it. So what am I playing that you're not playing? There has to be something here. You don't play Jettison? You're not a Jettison fan?
Maybe not in this one. No, I think because I had
I'm like Jettison's biggest like supporter, but I will swear against it.
I have salvage in this one? I think I cut a salvage to put in atrocity, but I think you could take out atrocity. Put in salvage
we're gonna trust the deck. I'm at 0 LP.
Okay.
I lost it all. Don't ask.
I'm also not a like pro deck builder at all.
No, you are.
So
don't be so hard on yourself.
Deep is the only one I've tried to brew at all. Everything else I just like lean on my design to like help me.
Being a game the LOR developer is just oh my god, he's playing my deck. Being a game developer is just your side job. Being a pro player is.
Yeah, right. If only.
All right, so we're playing versus this. I created. I'm really cool. Yeah, I made this deck actually. I'm the best. So we're playing versus Lulu Poppy. This should be a very, 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 very hard matchup for us. How would you mulligan? I think I would probably keep Sea Scarab and Lure.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
These. All right, we're gonna have to hope he somewhat bricks to win this matchup, or else they're gonna like delete us with Lulu. Maokai is actually good in this matchup, though. I love Maokai. Ooh.
That's sick.
We have.
I'm delayed a little bit watching you, so just a heads up. My reactions will probably be more in sync with the
chat.
The chat, yeah.
So we drew the combo, the new combo. Thank you, bless up Riot Devs, for changing this. Where is it? The first time you summon, it used to be play. So now what we can do is have like the Maokai Vile Feast thing going. I think we should bank for that, and we should also bank for Lure. So I'm gonna pass. And I'm gonna hope he just somehow magically doesn't have a unit. Unlucky. Okay, it's fine. Can't believe he had a unit.
I'm getting previews by watching your stream.
Oh, I'm spoiling.
For the audio.
Wait, we will ask questions in a second. We can, or after this game, I'll go over.
Waiting for people to assemble.
Yeah, after this game, I'll go over the two things we can't talk about, and then you got this stream or this interview will mostly be me reading chat's question. I have like 2 questions, and then the rest can just be like we'll pick out questions.
Yeah, and I'll talk a little bit about what I do so people can be like understand kind of what questions are not terrible. Not terrible, but like whether I could answer them or not. I'm not a designer. That's the disclaimer. I'm a producer, which I can speak to what that is because it sounds like most people don't even know what that is. So that's cool. I didn't know what it was until I became one. So there you go.
All right. So basically, after this game, just again, I'm just playing the game. You have like 5 minutes while people assemble. Yeah, he'll say what he does. So we're like, okay, well, we should ask these kinds of questions because this is the part he works on. We got destroyed, but he wasted sharp side to do it, so it's fun. And then yeah, just tell us about his job. We'll know what kind of questions to ask, and then chat can run free with their creative.
Yeah, and I know rotation is going to be the big thing, but like I don't work on it is the main reason that I can't answer those questions. So like I have personal opinions, but if I share any of those, it'll be like Riot Dev says. So
yeah,
I'm going
so I guess we can just do the
rotation.
I guess while we're playing the game, we can just say the 2 things we can't say. So one is we can't talk about rotation. Yeah. Again, as he said, he doesn't work on rotation. It's not like his thing. So like, even though we disclaimed it with like, "Hey, I don't work in rotation, so I can't answer you," it still might be like, if he even says anything about it, people might be like, "Oh, well, this Riot Dev said this about rotation," even though it's just an opinion. We don't want people to misconceive like what he thinks about it to be like what's actually happening. What does the producer do? We'll get into that. I probably should. Don't worry. We'll finish this game very soon.
I'll speak to it. We're gonna finish the game.
Yeah, we're just don't worry. We totally are winning. We got this.
Things are going really well.
Yeah, this is great. He definitely doesn't have a rally, so we're fine.
Deadbloom's not bad here.
The other thing we can't talk about is buffs. What cards are getting buffed and nerfed? Because obviously, like even like if we had like Ruben who does that kind of stuff, we still can't talk about that because we can't just like you can't just say what cards are getting buffed. Yeah, it's just like that's just like straight.
We that I do know, but cannot talk about because I don't want to.
Oh, you do know? All right, chat.
Well, yeah,
chat.
But
just catch them slipping. All right.
The key here is that we wanted to all be at the same time, right? We want everybody to be able to experience what buffed and nerfed at the same time, and plus, like you'll find that out when we release the patch notes. So this is more about like general hypothetical high level questions, things like that. But we can talk about it in a second.
I'm only playing one game, so I don't want to move my camera. This is just like a waiting room, essentially. While we play. I know I guess I could move my camera real quick, actually. Alright. What do I even do here? I wanna go deep. I would like to go deep. I guess I could mill 2, toss 3, that goes to 5. So I haven't played that in so long. Maybe I just play a super big unit. Actually, no. Let's just remove. I think I'll remove Yorlsmith. I think at 3 the Yorlsmith is more important than Lula right here. This is dope. Hell yeah. So his favorite deck is deep. So I decided to play deep. I'm trying to get on his good side. So he'll leak something. Oh god, we just got like absolutely blown out. No.
Going well?
No. No. Alright, you know. It's fine. This match was really bad. I thought we were in it for a second, but he drew really well. I guess I can actually kill. This is what? This deals 2?
Over yet.
We can kill this.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. Yeah, let's just do this. Hope for no Rangers resolve. I think we want to do them both now. I mean, we lose the Rangers resolve either way. Whether we do this now or we attack and then wait. So let's just do it now. Oh my god. I'm embarrassing myself in front of our guests.
You're playing deep. Deep's not exactly a top 10 deck right now, so.
Funny enough, this actually was like kind of a good spot if he didn't have like really strong. Yeah. If he had like if his hand was slightly more mediocre, we were getting somewhere.
It might be okay.
So all of his guys get quick attack, so we can't heal with Dead Bloom.
Yeah, no, we're doomed.
That's the spirit. But this will go deep. So it'd be a 7/7 next turn. The issue is that these will all have impacts. So we have to say above a certain health.
So we have to block with Maokai.
Yeah, or either that or Dead Bloom. The thing is, like, I want to heal, but
yeah,
we're not gonna ever heal because he's just gonna attack with quick attack again. I think this is lethal and open though. Is the problem. But if he's greedy, then he'll mess up and like develop. Yeah, I think that's our only way to win is he has to mess up and develop, which I don't see why he would do that. But we could also draw Vengeance. You know, drawing those two. You tech 2 of Vengeance in this deck, right?
Yeah.
Very smart. Very smart. Very smart. See,
I think so. If I
wouldn't
remember
expect
the deck
any left. Oh, dang it.
Yes. We have 2 Vengeance.
Okay.
Yes.
Dang. Unfortunately, your optimal deck building cannot be carried by my subpar play. Unlucky.
I can look at my deck list here on your Mobile Fire app.
Wow, isn't that cool?
#ad.
Alright. We lost. No, we were so close. Okay, GG's. Alright, chat, let's start the questions. Alright. Enough palm foolery. I did want to win that game.
It was a good waiting game.
Now I just want to play deep. I think I might play deep off stream, not gonna lie.
That's all I want to play ever is deep.
It's so fun. I'm one of those people, so I played Yu-Gi-Oh before this, so I'm one of those people who like loves archetypes. Some people are like, I don't like these like archetype pre-build decks, but I like Yu-Gi-Oh's only archetype, so I love archetypes. One of my favorite things to do is like, how do I solve X archetype or like try to make it the best it can be. I played deep.
Yeah, I think we have
when it came out.
Mix of both.
Yeah, I agree. I like the mix of both. I'm a big fan. All right, chat. So again, we're now gonna start the actual. Who is this guy? Well, we'll get there in a second. Oh, who's this other guy? You're talking about me or him? Am I the other guy? Okay,
we're both the other guy.
We're both the other guy. Depends on the viewer. It's open to interpretation. Anyways, all right. So 2 things. 1, we can't talk about rotation. So we cannot talk about rotation because again, he does not work on rotation. So even though I say we said it doesn't work on rotation, even if it gives his opinion, it doesn't want to be like misconstrued where it's like, oh, the Riot dev said this about rotation. Even if it's opinion, we just don't. it's better just to not have it. And if someone talk about rotation, it probably should be someone who like specifically works on rotation. We can't talk about what's being buffed or nerfed because obviously you just can't do that. Even if it was like Ruben who does the buffs and nerfs, you can't be like, hey, this is happening next patch, because that's just not what you didn't want.
It's constantly changing too. Yeah. So what I say today might change tomorrow.
Oh, you're frozen. I'm gonna unfreeze you. All right, so first 2 questions. So I'm gonna ask him 2 questions myself. I'm asking him 2 questions myself, just so we have an idea of who he is and like what he works on, and then you guys can cater your questions based on what he like what he works on, because I don't really understand it either. So I guess the first question would be, so I'll ask what you do, and then I have one question myself. So what exactly do you do? You said you work on live balance, but you're not the balancer, you're a producer. What does that even mean?
So yeah, let me start with like a game producer. So I saw a question in the chat too about like what's a game producer. So if you look at my like Twitter bio or whatever, it's game producer on Legends of Runeterra, and I focus on card sets. So I support card set development, but my main role right now is working on live balance. But I am not a designer. So questions like, why does this interact this way, or why is this type of why is this a 3/5 and why is this a 2/5 and why are they the same cost? Those types of things, not something that is like in my wheelhouse to answer. I could give my opinion on it, but it's probably just as good as anyone else's opinion on it who plays card games. So that is not kind of what you're going to get the most value out of asking me. I am a producer. A producer is kind of someone who is a little bit like a team lead. So the way that I have like an analogy that I use when I tell my family what I do, because they don't know either. And so basically I say that's like, if you think about like an event planner or like maybe like a wedding planner, I am kind of that for video games. So the way that the analogy there is like, I manage the entire event and everyone else is like coming together to make cool stuff, and I help make sure they all talk to each other correctly, and then I also make sure the how and the when happens. So think about like in a wedding, you have a caterer and you have a musician, and they both need to be there for dinner, but they don't need to know anything about each other. The musician doesn't care what's being eaten for dinner, and the caterer doesn't care about what music is being played, but like they both need to be there at the same time. And so my responsibility is to kind of ensure that that happens. That's like one side. And then the other side is like, okay, what are the things that we're going to be doing? Collecting all of the information from designers, engineers, artists, things like that, and making sure that all comes together holistically and that everything goes out at the same time. So it's a little bit like a team lead that kind of manages everything. So that's generally what I do. I obviously have a passion for Legends of Runeterra. I play the game a lot, and so I have personal opinions about things, but I am not someone who is going to be able to like make changes to cards. I can take suggestions that I get on Twitter all the time and bring it to design and be like, what do we think about this? And I do sit in on playtests. I do playtest the game. I do give feedback, but I am not on the level of like someone like you said, like Steve Rubin or any of our other Plink or any of our other designers that we have that are on the team. So long-winded answer, but that's hopefully a little bit of clarity for you.
I halfway understand what you do. So you basically oversee the live balance and make sure it all comes together.
Yep. Okay. And so like I help make decisions on like how many are we going to do a year? How long does it take to make them? When do we make decisions? Like how do we make sure that like a live balance patch that takes X amount of weeks, that we can still make changes a week before so that they're super relevant to players when the patch comes out? Because some of the problems that we have, right, are like, oh, we made a change and then 3 weeks later the meta totally shifts and now those changes are no longer relevant. How do we solve those problems? So things like that is what's in my wheelhouse.
So you have a super important role. Wait, how long have you been, how long? Okay, I have one more question after this, but how long have you been doing this job? Because I know this has been like a thing for a while. People are like, why are the patches behind? And then some of them are like not like I guess I'll say in a nice way. It's like some of the patches seem a bit behind, and then others are like, oh, this seems like they were like really like in tune with what's happening. And it's like, I'm just wondering, I mean, how long have you guys been doing things differently, or how long have you been working in this role?
Yeah, so I've been at Riot for 6 years, but I have not been a game producer for 6 years. I've been a game producer for a year. I've been on LOR for a year. Prior to that, I worked on League of Legends esports, doing like event that's why I do the event planner analogy, right? I basically helped run like LCS worlds, all of that stuff, and so for 5 years I worked on all of that, and then last July, August, I made the switch to game production, Legends of Runeterra. It's a very similar like wheelhouse of like planning and things like that. I just moved to the game because I love the game and I love lore and I'm super into it, and so I kind of like made that shift in order to kind of work on the game that I love. And so I've been doing the actual game production on lore for a year. I joined the live balance team about 8 months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. And then we kind of had a refocus that we had talked about maybe 4 months ago, and then just in the last couple months we started making some larger changes to like how we actually make we do live balance patches. There was another producer, her name is Joy, that used to be on the team that I kind of came in after she transitioned to another team at Riot, and she had kind of been working on a lot of the changes to try and make live balance patches faster, and then I came in and I've been taking that baton and trying to run it forward and continually make that better so that we can get feedback, get data from live, and like make changes much more quickly based upon like what data we have and all that kind of stuff.
I do like the faster balance changes, and the patches seem to be better. All right, so I'm gonna ask you one question, and then I'm gonna let Chad ask questions. All right, my question is generally summarized, like in a general. Sorry, that was my one question. So this is my one, and it's all Chad.
Yep.
My generally in a very simplistic way, because I'm sure this is a very extensive thing. What does a live balance process look like? In the most in simple terms, because I'm sure there's a lot.
I'll try to be super high level. I'm not gonna.
It's probably like a million things.
How we write the code in the back end or something like that, because I don't even know that. But yeah. So basically, the whole process from like we are going to do a balance patch to like we have released the thing is about 6 weeks. So we actually spend about 6 whole weeks working on like the entire patch.
Mm-hmm.
The first like 3 weeks are like design iteration, what are our big targets, those types of things, and then the last 3 weeks are like QA review, all that kind of stuff, and just like submission to the App Store and all that stuff that just takes time. Like we're a mobile game, so we can't just like press a button and release the game. We have to like go through Apple and Google's process, so that's also something that takes time that we can't change. And so all of that is a thing. But recently, we've built in a thing that we're calling that kind of call it like last call or something like that, where we're able to slide in like changes last minute in order to kind of like keep things more relevant to the current meta, right? Because like previously we'd have situations where we may be making changes and then like a set would release and we're like, well, are these still relevant? We have to like predict the future, and so like we can still do some of that stuff, but like now it's a situation where like we can react much more quickly.
One of my questions was going to be it was going to be how often do you guys predict the meta to be ahead of it so you don't fall behind? But I want to defer to chat, so I'll let ask questions instead. All right, chat, starting now.
I mean, that is almost an impossible task to predict the meta.
But do you try and do it a little bit though, just to like?
Yeah. We have like some people on the team who are really good at gameplay analysis.
Okay, I think you kind of have to do that to not fall behind. Oh, so you do that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to kind of predict like we generally get a good idea, or the team gets a generally good idea of like what do we think is going to be the reality after a set releases, and then we'll prep like a patch to come after that, and so we'll have general targets and then we'll refine those as the weeks go through.
So I said starting now, and right after I said that, so I'm taking questions starting from when I said that and after. The first question. There's a lot of questions, so I gotta. Yeah. The first one was by Water Stealer.
Yep. And again, if there are questions in the chat that are design.
All right, how about this?
Sorry. Yeah.
There are a lot of questions, and I don't know the best ones to ask you. Would you mind picking which ones you answer?
Oh yeah, let's see.
All right,
so then we're in a situation where like Riot Dev ignored question.
Okay. All right.
But it's fine. Yeah.
I'll ask you two.
Go ahead and ask me. If I can't answer it, I won't answer it.
Okay. How about we try and make the questions quick at the start, because there's like a lot of them.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
two quick questions. How soon are patch notes written before they're released? And then the second one would be, do you think you're able to release more frequent patches if you didn't have to worry about mobile?
First one was second one was the mobile one, so I'll answer that because I remember it. So mobile is like a very important piece for us. We have a lot of mobile players, and so like that's not something that we're I think we're ever going to consider getting rid of. But technically, yeah, if we didn't do mobile, we would potentially be a little bit faster. But one, I don't think it's worth it, and two, it wouldn't make as much of a difference that like the last call piece that I was talking about is like kind of helps fix a lot of that problem, which is much better than like, oh, we're not going to serve mobile players anymore, which is like not great. So technically, I guess the answer to that is yes, but we wouldn't do something like that. Yeah, I'm a mobile player too. I play because I play a lot of other games when I'm on my PC, and like I hop on mobile when I want to play lore and stuff like that mostly. So yeah, I agree. Fenrir Unleashed.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of questions.
Yeah. What was the first question there? Sorry, there was one.
Oh,
before
how
that
how soon are the patch notes written before the release? Like how soon do you like lock and
Yeah.
make the changes before you actually like send it?
Yeah, so we'll write patch notes before last call just to have them, and then we also have like we have a live balance team, but we also have like our like live cards team, which is like not a team, but it's like a kind of a pillar or like something that people who think about the cards that are currently live that are not live balance that we're not trying to balance the game. So there's like, oh, there's bugs, like there's this bug or that bug that is happening, and so we'll like grab those bugs that we fixed for this patch, put them in the patch notes, and then the patch notes will be ready to go. And then when the live last call kind of changes come in, we'll grab those, put them in the patch, and then our publishing team will like write up the patch notes and then push them out to players, and then y'all see them.
Okay. So we can't ask about specific cards, but so I'll ask the second question. Yeah,
if you have like specific card questions, you're more than welcome to like either tweet at me and I can like link in a designer to like potentially take a stab at answering that question, or you can tweet at a designer too.
Yeah.
Maybe just tweet at me first, so I'm not like throwing them under the bus. But you can tweet at me, and then I can add a designer or something like that.
So Red Dragon, he doesn't know about the specific cards. You can add him just to ask somebody who does. But I can ask your second questions. Is Riot open to an opponent add me option setting so you can add people to make more friends in LOR? It's his favorite game and sad that he only plays by himself.
Yeah, so I feel that pain too. I really enjoy playing games with my friends and stuff like that. So I definitely feel that. I can't talk about like what's in progress, but I know that social is something that we have on our minds. So I can't answer that yes or no, but what I can say is that like it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I know a lot of people on the team are passionate about to try and like get better social features in the game. And so as we kind of think about this refocus on competitive that we've been talking about, like that's something that I think is worth exploring for sure. I know that's kind of a non-answer, but like can't speak to like what we're working on or what we're gonna do, but it is something that we're thinking about for sure.
You're good. Short answers are better because there's like a back pile of like a lot of questions. Okay, so
well, I'm glad
I mean, you can talk about however much you want, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I have like a bunch lined up. Okay, so next question.
Yeah, we got till like 4:15 to 4:30, so depending on when I get wrangled back.
So I'm just gonna we can keep the answers short. I'm just gonna go through in the order they were asked. Can we expect a dual region champion outside of Bandle City, or is it a mechanic that Bandle City is exclusive to?
Dual region champion. That's a good question for a designer. I'm sure that's something that if we've done it already, I imagine something we could do forward, but it's not something that I would necessarily be able to answer. So
okay,
like the tech is there if we want to do it again for sure.
There you go. All right, so what is the policy you guys have where live balance changes hit decks that could be meta before they become meta? I guess an example of this would be like when you guys hit like Crack Shot before Jin came out type thing, because you're like, oh, this is not out yet. But like, what is the criteria for like, okay, we should do something early?
Yeah, so that's something that we do a lot actually. So like we'll have this next live balance patch coming out, and then we'll have a set release after that, right? And so there'll be a live balance patch and then a set release, and we know what's coming in the set release because we've been working on it for like a year or more. And so we'll kind of think about what's coming in the set release, and some of those buffs and nerfs, you don't know necessarily which ones, are like prepping to make sure that the next set is like balanced and fun. And so it's kind of fun as well as a player maybe to like look at the patch notes and be like, ooh, what are these which changes here are like prepping for the archetypes that are going to be released in the next set or something like that. So it might be something to think about when the balance patch notes release.
How big of a concern is it for the team to keep old cards relevant?
Ooh, so again, that's probably a better design question, but I know that like when we do balance patches, we look at old cards and say like, hey, what are some things we can do to like potentially revive some, especially when it comes to champions. I think champions are the biggest like thing for us that are like, hey, this champion is like super low play rate and or win rate, and like how can we do something to them to like make them come back into the meta, or not even necessarily come back to the meta, but just like if someone is super excited to play them, like they can play them and have a good time and not just like lose 70% of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is something that we do absolutely, and I think champions is where we target that the most. And sometimes the way that we target those champions is we look at associated cards that go with them and we like target those. So again, this is probably a design question that I won't like go much more deep into, but it is definitely something that we think about.
So it's like if Draven's underperforming, like you make like a 3/3, or if like like Nightfall's not doing that great, you can make like I don't know, Pale Cascade get +1/+0 to like Nightfall units.
So that's yeah. So that's funny because like that was my mistake.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh my god, that's funny.
So that was literally me like
Whoops.
accidentally telling one of our designers the wrong thing. So there's a whole technical process that we go through when we like make changes, and then like we'll like think about it, we'll revert, we'll do a lot of iteration in playtesting, and probably somewhere in our playtesting we like change Draven to something to test and see how it played and interacted with everything and stuff like that. And so I guess when we like shipped the changes, it like went out and we reverted it, but like the way that branching works, if anybody knows how like computer engineering and like branching works on like Git and stuff like that, like we had some snafu there, and I like read the run book wrong and was like, yeah, just do it this way. And when we did that, it like accidentally didn't correctly merge things up, and like when the next patch came out, it like pushed that change out. And so that's an example of something that I messed up in process.
Hopefully that accidentally
and, like,
happens again in the patch notes.
But that's why I tweeted at you and I was like, I tried so hard to make
this
happen.
I thought you were just joking. I didn't know it was you.
It was like half serious. I didn't actually try to make it happen.
Yeah, that was funny though. All right, next question is that's funny though. Yeah, I hope that actually I hope that happened. Did you guys at least see the response on Twitter?
We definitely did, and there was like a couple people just
so
like, what
happy.
if we just like left it?
Oh my god! It almost happened. I've been so happy.
But we were very confident that it was like not the change we wanted to make at the time, and like it's definitely something that we would revisit.
If that happens, I would play Runeterra 12 hours a day and have a smile on my face the whole time. All right.
I very much appreciated the hashtag Save Draven. I felt
like
my mistake started at least something somewhat positive.
Do you ask competitive players about their opinions? Not necessarily me, or not necessarily you, but people working on the game in general.
Do we ask what?
Do you ask competitive players their opinions?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this is also something that you've been a part of, which is like we do roundtables and stuff like that. And like, so we'll do things where we like share information to like the LPP and stuff like that, so they have visibility, and then we'll also take feedback from people like Nick and other people in the LPP, and like then implement that feedback the next time. So like, hey, these types of changes feel really bad. Like, we don't love these types of things. We might like take that into account when we think about it in the future. We are also thinking about, how can we get higher elo players and things like that more involved in like giving feedback earlier on.
That's what I was actually gonna say.
Yeah,
my 2 cents on the roundtables is I feel like we don't actually do anything, but we don't keep that much because like you show us changes you already made. But if you were, I wish. I mean, me personally, I wish it was like, we're about to make changes. What do you think we should be looking into? Because I feel like we don't really influence that much.
It's a fine line,
yeah,
right? It's a fine line because like, one, there's a lot of people who are influencers with a big audience, and sometimes people leak things. Not that would ever happen.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
actually kind of bothers me. That kind of bothers me a lot because it's like,
yeah,
come on,
so
guys,
like
they're being cool. Like, don't.
Yeah. So the issue is like that got leaked like a week before, but if we brought that big of a group in
like
a
too
month
early.
and a half before,
yeah.
like what do you like? So like that's the biggest issue there, and so the best things that we can do is like put like get surveys or like ask questions and like get a high level idea of like what high elo players or well, we do this with all players,
Yeah.
but especially high elo players, like what kind of things do you want to see in the game, what kind of like what feels good, what doesn't feel good, what feels good to play against, what doesn't feel good to play against. Take that data, and I'm one of the people, like a producer is someone who will like help to work with our data analysis team to like get that information, hand that to our design team, be like, hey guys and girls and everyone, like what like what do you want to do with this data, and then they will make decisions based on that data, and then like that'd be something that I help kind of facilitate, because we have like a central data team that will like run queries and run surveys and things like that, and like I'll work with them to like get the data that we need and then hand it to the
So
team,
we could have the
all kinds
dream
of
if
stuff
we
like
just
that.
didn't have leakers. That sucks. Like it's
Yeah,
funny because
but
when
I mean, that goes, like,
I'm a kid, like when I'm like younger and like I don't care. I'm just like, oh sweet, like I can look at these leaks and get everything early. Now that I'm older, it's like, dang, if things get leaked, it just hurts like like tens of 20s of 30s of people that like worked really hard for like over a year on these like things. So it's, or not a year for the balance change, but like like I guess a few months of the balance changes, like a year on the cards themselves and stuff. So that's annoying.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if the world was perfect, we have a perfect world, right? But like, that's not where we're at. And so, we do our best to try and like find that middle ground. Like we like pretty much. Look, we do have very high elo players. Like one of our designers hit like rank 1 a few weeks ago.
Oh no,
and, like,
Briss, was it Briss?
Briss did, yeah. Briss hit rank 1. Like we have people who are like freaking crazy at the game, and so like they can take into account very high level competitive, and they do actively take in high level.
And you guys like
analysis when they do it.
Playing high levels, somehow you concluded to buff Eye of the Dragon before nerfing it. Just kidding.
Yeah,
all right, next question.
I'll speak to
Does
that.
a team? I'm joking. Does a team have a threshold for a card winning in order to hotfix it outside of schedule?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Does a team have a threshold for a card's, I guess, like win rate for it to be hotfixed outside of schedule?
Yeah. Yes. Yes and no. So we do have internal metrics that we track daily. Like I get emails when things break metrics. But I wouldn't say we have like one specific thing that it hits. But like I think the last time we did a hotfix was maybe December of last year with the Poppy stuff. Like that was an example.
No.
Yeah, that was an example of like
you're so broken,
literally like we are going away for 2 weeks and the game is in like not the best state that it could be. We need to do a hotfix. That's the kind of like DEFCON whatever that we have to hit in order to like do something like that, because it's very expensive and like everything has a cost, not necessarily monetarily, but like also just on like people. And so like if you do something like that, you're taking someone off of like the next set or like the current set or some bugs that are being fixed. And so like we really try to like not do those types of things unless it's like super important to like to make that happen. And so again, that's something that a producer, either myself or one of the other producers on our team, will like help make that decision based upon like what the different metrics are, and then input from design and things like that.
I abused Fourthly Poppy so bad. I miss her, but she was so broken. She was so broken. It's funny because when I played like the first week of the season, I was like, oh, Poppy seems like decent, and then like 2 weeks later, everyone's like, wait a second, this is like this is an insane. You just buff everything and like every day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Next question: does the team also consider unfun cards or decks that are only good in tournaments to be nerfed?
Yes.
Even if they're not that crazy with good win rate. Sorry,
yeah. And I think that's where it's like, and this is like and I'm not going to speak to design philosophy too much here, but like just in my being in design meetings and things like that, like we talk about the designers and talk about like play against and like play as. And like if you think about like League of Legends, I'll speak to something that I don't know much about the design, but like you think about someone like, I don't know, Yasuo, who like people talk about not being fun to play against, but then like playing as, like people really love playing as him. So like you have that like dichotomy of like that feeling. Like you could translate that to any game, right? Play as like a certain thing or play against a certain thing. And so like in lore, it's very similar, where it's like you don't want something to feel super bad to play against. You don't want something to feel super super good to play against, play as, because it's really good to play against. But there's like thresholds there that design talks about to make sure that we don't exceed those. And so we'll talk about that. Like the designers will talk about that in our live balance chats, where it's like, hey, This feels really good. It's probably really awful to play against, and the person that had just played against that person will speak up and be like, yeah, this actually is like the worst thing ever. We should never do this, even though it's like maybe gonna up the win rate how we want to.
I personally think it's more important for a champ to be fun to play against and play with, because like I don't know, it just affects like all your opponents. But I don't know. That's just me personally. I'm on that team. There are some champs. I mean, the thing is, the other hard part is like it's kind of opinion based, where it's like I hate playing versus Ionia and Anivia, but some people I don't know how, but some people would probably like that. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm sure someone in chat enjoys those matchups. It's all like player based and like what you enjoy. All right. So next question.
Yeah, exactly.
How does the design process behind designing a new character work? What factors contribute the most when designing a new champion?
Yeah, so that one I can't really speak to. I haven't actually worked on much champ design. That is something I'm going to work on in the future in terms of like producing it. But I have not worked on much in terms of champ design at all. I'm kind of onboarding to that. I'm on the live stuff right now where we don't like make things. Except we did actually in one of the balance patches we made some cards, but those were just some spells that we released. So as like a test.
Where was the question? Why has, since Battle Cities released, the game had more RNG elements? Do they think that would make the game more exciting or fun?
RNG is such a like a hotly contested topic in card games, right?
I hate
like
RNG. I think that. Well, me personally, I think this game. I just want to say my 2 seconds while I'm before.
Yeah.
I think card games are already built in RNG, and that's if you want to learn more RNG, that's fine. But I think at this point, in my personal opinion, we're already a little bit crazy high on the R. I think that if you want more RNG, that's fine. But I think we've hit that. We can chill. I think we've already. Okay. But do you have an answer? Do you have like a short answer, or is that not something?
That's not really something. That's a design thing, right? Like that's like something that is like very much a design thing. That's like how much RNG is okay and how much isn't. Like I know that like the philosophy is like you should be able to have counterplay with most things, and we try to stick to that. But then there's also places that we go outside of that. So yeah.
All right. So what was your favorite scrap card / champion concept from development?
I don't know if I have a specific.
Maybe like could be even like a scrap balance change.
Draven 3/3. No.
Well, that one's not gonna get scrapped. That one's coming. Don't worry, guys. I believe
you're putting me on the spot with this one.
I'm just reading the questions off the chat. All right.
No, you're good. You're good. I have to think. I don't know. Let me think about that and come back to me on it.
Okay. Why is TFT, which is also mobile, able to release a balance patch the week after expansion, but LOR cannot? Good question.
I mean, I'm sure they can. They also have to deal with the same stuff that we do. So like they might have a different pipeline in how they actually like QA or release things. They might do just like super quick and easy ones. One of the things that we have like very strict rules around like how cards read, because like it's a card game and you have to like read a card every time you play it, and every card has that. So like games are different on a lot of different levels, and so like TFT doesn't have cards. They just have units that do things, and like you right click them to see what they do. They might have much easier ways of like editing that in real time, where we have like different pipelines that make that happen. I don't know for sure what TFT does, but like again, like we are able to make changes a week before now with that like addition I talked about, like kind of that last call thing. And so maybe they just do an entire patch that's just that last call piece. I don't know. That's kind of just, I don't know much about TFT's back end, but for us, we spend a lot of time on the design iteration before we even start implementing anything. So
the next question is total comp question mark. I don't know what that means, unfortunately.
Oh, asking how much money I make?
Oh, maybe that's what that means.
Enough.
There you go. To live a happy cozy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a particular balance change recently you regret or think was done poorly?
I don't have a strong opinion on that. I think our designer, honestly, our designers are awesome. They're awesome to work with. And like I can't really speak to that because I'm a producer, so if I say like a design decision is bad, like who am I to say that? So like yeah, I want to throw somebody under the bus. But like again, no, yeah, I don't think I can answer that one. Okay. I think we got really smart people on it. Nobody's perfect.
It'd be awkward if you're like, this change sucks. Yeah. They're like, wait a second, that was my change.
Yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts on new cards being out for a month with no major tournaments and then balance patch out for 10 days before seasonals?
What are my thoughts on
new card?
cards being out for a month before? So this is like making changes before like major tournaments and stuff
I
like
guess
that.
he's asking for the timings of
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's saying
that,
like so like
yeah.
new cards are out for a while with nothing, and then like you guys change things beforehand. I guess the main thing is like, how do you feel about balance patches 10 days before seasonals? I'd assume is the main.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have to find a we have to find a balance there because we have to make changes for all players, but we also have to keep in mind seasonals. And one of the things that we do is every time we do a balance patch, I pull the dates for when the seasonals are happening, and I make sure that like we are very clear about when those are, and like when and we really try to make sure that patches don't fall too close to seasonals. I think. And this is something that like I think we're internally debating all the time, like how much time before seasonals is enough, before like we wouldn't make a patch or we'd push it or we'd change it. But I mean, I think even today we've had discussions around that, and so it is something that we actively think about and are constantly trying to iterate and make sure that we've got that buffer there so people can like understand how the patch is working before we really hit hyper competitive times in the year.
It's 7:16. How are you feeling? Do you go 50 more minutes, or do you think that you're burnt out?
We can go for It's
up to you.
No,
Because you're talking a lot. Make sure you have enough stamina.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good till 4:30 at night. So
okay, so you have like
definitely have to go.
14
I
more
definitely
minutes.
have to go at 4:30. So I'm good to chill till 4:30.
Okay, as long as you're cool with that.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not busy. Stuff to do. All right, so
nope.
I'm just reading down the order they were asked, guys. This is all chronological. What does Riot think, or what do you guys think about bans on ranked ladder? Like 3x1 ban ranked ladder. I'm sure you guys maybe have talked about it.
Oh yeah, I think that's something that has been brought up in active discussion. There's no absolute movement on it yet, but it is something that has been discussed internally, and that's all I can really say about that.
Okay. Who's your favorite champ in LOR, design or gameplay reasons, and why is it Echo?
And why is it Echo? No. Echo's not my favorite in League or in lore. In lore, I mean, I already said Deep is my favorite archetype, so maybe I'll pick like. Maybe I'll pick.
All right, how about outside of Deep? How about outside of Deep?
Outside of Deep.
Who's your fave?
Oh man.
You're a one trick, huh? He's like, there's more chance outside of Deep. It sounds awful.
Okay. Deep is the only archetype. Nautilus and Maokai are the only champs I have at rank mastery level 5.
Yeah.
But I have to think outside of that. I mean, my favorite champion period is Ivern, and I've been fighting for the last year to try and get Ivern in Legends of Runeterra. So that would be the easy answer.
I started playing League
once we get that.
I started playing League myself like a week or two ago, and I've still never seen Ivern.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a character, and someone mentioned it. I was
like,
yeah, I was like, who's Ivern? And they're like, trust me, you will never play against Ivern. And I was like, what is this, like a plan?
I love that champ. It's so relaxing to play because you're just like derping around the jungle. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than Maokai I like. So I'll say Maokai for now.
Okay, that's fine. So hi, I'm new here.
Actually, hold on. I will say I really also like Zillion's design. I think it's really fun with the predicts. So I think like Zillion might be one of my favorites too. I love it when I can play a predict deck. Yeah.
He's fun. All right. So every Riders Raven fan. Doubt. Why are so many people leaving Dev's team, but we don't see new people coming in? Well, I'm not gonna. And this is your question, but I'm gonna say I feel like. I feel like what I see on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter, I feel like once or every 2 weeks, I see like I'm excited to start working on LOR. Like I feel like people don't talk about the people coming in enough because it happens.
Yeah, exactly. And well, that's the thing. You don't see new people on the team as much. Like this is the first time you're probably seeing me, and I've been on the team for a year, right? Like people who tweet, "Hey, I'm joining lore," you probably aren't following because they were not working on lore before. Right, and so we definitely have people coming into the team all the time, and we have people leaving. And when you see someone leave, you probably followed them for a long time, right? So it's almost kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But we've got a really solid team. I have to say, like I've worked on a ton of teams at Riot and not at Riot, and like lore is just an awesome group of people. Like we have such a great team that are so passionate about like what we do, and like. I can't say enough great things about the team that we have and like how passionate people are about it, and like I'm so excited for like what we're gonna do.
He's reading off of a card.
Like so great. I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
I say this all the time. Like it is great.
I do think the LOR community players here are really cool.
Yeah.
I've always streaming
not
here was
just,
awesome. Everyone was really nice and helpful.
Yeah, not just the people who work on the team, but like our players and like stuff like that. It's just like everybody that I've interacted with. It's just it's been.
Are you playing
Yeah.
LOR?
No, I got Ruben behind the door here. Like,
just say the line.
Yeah.
Are you playing LOR in your free time, or is it just a job? And if so, what rank are you?
No, I don't play video games at all. No, I'm just kidding. I play. I play a lot of lore. I hit Diamond. I hit Diamond 1. It was either D2 or D1. On Deep.
Let's go.
When last split. Right now I'm Gold 2 or Gold 1. But I'm like steadily climbing. I just haven't had as much time to play.
Yeah, and if you were, you'd be like,
I'm a new dad, and like finding time to play video games right now is super
How
tough.
long ago? How long ago?
She's 10 months. My daughter's 10 months.
Nice.
So like,
who does she main?
less than a year.
Who does she main in the league?
Well, it's not gonna be a Yasuo main. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, Razor right. Let's see. What's the impact of the team from leaks, or the impact of the team from leaks?
Like, again, I think we talked about this already a little bit, but like when there are leaks, it means that there are less things we can do with like letting people know what's going on early. And so like the impact is, one, it makes us feel really bad because we've been working like really hard to like not only like the designers, but like our publishing team that works really hard on like marketing materials and making sure that everything like goes out to players in a very kind of rehearsed and like specific way so that it lands correctly and tells a story in the way that they want to tell it. If there are leaks, then like we can't tell that story the way we want to do it, and like things are not going to fall the way that we want them to. And then on the other side as well, for example, I think we had a live balance patch notes leak really like recently, like the last one, and like that leaked without the context that we write with it in the pub notes. So like we write like a paragraph with every change that we make almost, and like that is supposed to give context as to like why are we doing this and things like that, and that comes directly from our design team. If those get leaked and it's just like, you know, whatever to 3-3 or to 5-5 or whatever it might be, people can construe that as like this is blah blah blah. But in the general context of things, having all that context makes a lot more sense. You might still not like the change, but like at least you have the context as to like what we're thinking, like that we're not insane. So yeah, that's like the two biggest things that
I have a funny thing to say. So like the last 2 times patch notes were leaked, people would come my stream, my chapters come my stream like, oh, what do you think of the leaked patch notes? And I'd be like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Those aren't real. Like I've seen them. Those aren't the real ones. And then they're like, okay, well, we believe you've seen them, so we believe you. Then like a few patches later, like the one just happened again. I was like, guys, those aren't real. I'm not gonna waste my time talking about like fake patches. It just wastes my breath. They're like, didn't you say the last time? And I'm like, no, these ones are actually like not real. And now that I've done that twice, they know if I say patch patches aren't real, they're like, now they're like, well, the last 2 times you said they weren't real. Are you just covering
for yourself when you leak it next time? Is that what this is?
No. So I'm just saying I ran out of, I don't know how, there's no way to, for me, it's awkward for me too because I can't, like what am I supposed to say? Like I can't talk about, like it's like there's no way to make it believable at this point. So it's annoying. I agree. They're on to me when I say that they're not real. They're like, okay, well, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, we got 5 minutes
okay.
or so.
Okay. Where's the next question? Hopefully this falls under producer responsibilities. I have a product using LOR API for the Dark in Saga expansion. The set value is set 6DE. What were the reasons for this change? Is this temporary and these many sets will merge to one later? I don't know what that means, but you got this, man.
So that's just internal numbering. So like when we build sets, we might build one ginormous set and then be like, okay, how do we want to split this set up? And we'll split it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever parts in order to like release that over a set period of time. And so it's probably something like, oh, we named a group of sets set 6, and then we broke that up into multiple different releases, and like that's how that kind of happened. So it's literally just like an internal naming convention of how we do things, and it's not like to players, to you all, it doesn't really make any difference. And it like we're gonna release sets on a cadence that is a set cadence, and it doesn't matter if the set is named 6C or 6 or 7 or whatever. It's just what we internally name the thing.
Will there be new cards released alongside balance changes again?
Yeah. So I predicted that this was going to be a question, and it took a little longer than I expected it to. we're trying to make live balance patches be the least amount of work possible because it means that we can be faster. And so that means that like making those cards meant that like we had to take longer to make the patch. We still had like the last call window and stuff like that, but it makes it more difficult to be quick with live balance patches. So the answer is not no. In fact, like I think it is active exploration right now to see how we can make it happen. We have thoughts around like pre-designing cards and doing all kind of different stuff that like potentially could make it easier to release cards with live balance patches. But it's not something that you'll see until at least like next year or something like that, if that.
I like that.
But it is something that we're actively thinking about.
I don't mind not having them if it means we get faster patches. I like the fast patches.
Yeah, so it might not be something that like it might be very small amounts, or we'll kind of see. It might not be like it would. I don't think it would ever be something like a new region or something crazy like that. But like maybe some stuff to kind of like revitalize things. That is what we would think about. But that's something that like I'm personally actively working on. Is like figuring out, could we do that? How would we do that? Those types of things. And so it's a maybe right now.
This next question I have my own opinions on, but I want to hear your answer first. What are your thoughts on buffing cards to combat problems versus buffing cards themselves? Or I guess it means like would you? Or I guess I'm gonna assume this means. What are your opinions on buffing cards to combat problem decks versus like buffing and nerfing the deck directly?
So I think we do both. I'm not a designer. I need to like I'm not this guy's with Reddit. I'm not a lawyer thing, but like I'm not a designer. But like it is something that like in design meetings they'll talk about like how do we want to buff this archetype, or how do we want to buff this champion? And we could give Leona +1/+1, or we could change another Daybreak card that plays well with Leona, and we'll look at all of those options and we'll do one or the other or both depending on what we want to hit. And so that's why we have like 3 weeks of iteration on any given balance patches, so that we can try all those things and see what works the best and then make the decision.
What about like in terms of like to combat problem decks?
So like
would you rather buff a nerf card?
Nerfing a... Yeah. That's probably better for a designer to answer, because I don't have the like wherewithal to be able to say that. But I think that's like a big, like, even back like I used to play like StarCraft competitively way back in the day, and like Blizzard's thing, like they had like a meme about like Blizzard would always like I think nerf things, and Riot would always buff things in League and like all kinds of stuff like that. And so it's just like whatever the philosophy is for that design team. And so I can't speak to that. I don't have strong feelings about it. But like that's something that you could easily tweet at a designer and see what they'd have to think.
So chat, we got 3 minutes left. I'm going chronological order, so we'll try and get through as many as we can in the next 3 minutes. Question: was there ever a change you wanted to ship that the other devs discouraged you from, and if so, what was it?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Was there ever a change like you wanted to do, and other devs were like, "No, we can't do that"? And what was it?
I'm still learning a lot about like how the design process works and things like that. So like I can't say that I'm like I've had like strong feelings about changes. I mostly playtest and like let the design team know how I feel about things. And that gives the designers like a little bit of a perspective from someone who is less high elo than like some of our designers that we have, which is helpful. So I'll be like, "Oh, this felt really good from my like plat diamond play skill level versus their like master, high master, or whatever that might be." And so I'll do things like that. But in terms of like actually being like, I want this change, less of a thing. There is one, I will say, there is one coming up in the next patch, which I can't speak to, that I was a little bummed about, that our lead designer was just like, too bad, Greg, like, even though you like this card.
Imagine a deep nerf. People would be like, what?
It's not deep. But there is one coming up, and I literally talked to him about that before I came on here. Where I was like, what do you think? Like, people are gonna ask me like, how do you feel about this, or what do you think about this? And he's like, well, you could just be like, there's one coming up, because there's literally one coming next time, which I'll tweet at you about when it comes out. It'll be like, oh,
that's the one.
Players might like the change though.
All right, so what's your least favorite champ to play against?
Probably, honestly, personally, this is a personal opinion. Well, it's the Draven. Twitter bio thing of people saying.
If you said Draven, I'm actually.
No. For me, it's Kennen, because I freaking hate.
Oh, I hate Kennen. Oh my god, I hate.
Yeah. Some people love it because it's just like big brain 20 things.
No one likes playing
whatever,
against it.
But like,
no one likes playing against it. There's no way.
But that's my personal opinion.
I mean, Kennen. Is he not like the highest winner champ right now? Like I feel like he has to be.
I don't think so, but not right now. Anyway, I don't think. I haven't looked at the stats in the last day or two, but
He's pretty broke.
nothing great now.
All right, so
Yeah.
it's 7:30.
Hey, so there's my personal opinion. There you go.
Do you want
You
to
get a personal opinion out of me.
Do you want to do one final
Don't
question?
make a Reddit
It's
thread.
7:30.
You can do one more.
All right, this is the final question, guys. Any chance of getting more behind the scenes stuff on making champs or anything else in LOR? I guess this can kind of be like an open question.
This is a good last question.
Yeah.
I was expecting to be like, tell me more design things.
Yeah.
Yes. We speaking of people joining the team, we recently got a new person who's working on the publishing side and marketing and stuff like that, who is really passionate about doing a lot more behind the scenes stuff. So I will say yes to this one. Not I don't know or I can't speak to it. And so you can look for that stuff in the next month. Within the next like month or two, there should be a lot more things coming out of like how do we make things? What is our philosophy? All that kind of stuff. Should be pretty exciting around that stuff. So there's like actively things being worked on right now that's going to be more behind the scenes stuff, which is super exciting. That's one of the things too. I'll just kind of say this at the end. Like one of the things that I'm super passionate about when I joined Riot, like 6 years ago, I was like, one of the reasons I joined Riot was because I was like a huge League of Legends player at the time, and like I loved that devs were like super transparent and like you could post on a forum and people would actually reply to you. Like that's why I really enjoyed that in League of Legends. And so like one of the things I want to do is kind of like help that have those conversations, and I know that our designers are really excited to do that kind of stuff too. And I think a lot of the time we're just like not sure how to do that, and so we're going to do more of this exploration and figure out how we can be more visible and talk to everybody more. And so this was like a good trial run for me as my first time kind of being a game dev and being on a stream and talk to everybody.
Caught you on blast. He didn't slip up. We didn't get him, chat. We didn't get him.
Wait, on what?
No, you did not slip up.
Oh, I didn't.
We were trying. We didn't get you.
I'm still gonna have a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's like, oh, there's one change next patch. You guys aren't gonna believe it. So we're making Kennen, and he's gonna make 2 Mark of the Storm. I guess so. That's the question. Someone did ask, did you remember the scrap content? You come back on. If not, either way, it's fine. That was
scrap's content question.
You said you come back on. He wants. I mean,
yeah,
you don't have to answer.
How about somebody tweet me at that, and I'll try to. I'll look back on some of our changes
Would you like
and see
to
if there's one that I'm really
Twitter?
excited about. Oh yeah, here, big Twitter plug. Yeah, Riot. Craig. Can I chat? Can I send this? Okay, there we go.
There you go. That's
my Twitter. If you want to
Twitter. If you guys want 2 more questions.
Follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit that like button.
There you go. At 3 friends, etc.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's all the questions we got for today, chat. That was pretty fun. I think we got a lot of good questions in there, and a good variety of mixture of
Thanks for asking to have me on. This is fun.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's right, 3 Greg. Follow him on Twitter.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks everybody. Have a great weekend.
Cool. All right, I'll catch you later. Thanks again for coming on. Have a good one.
Yeah, of course. Bye.
All right, chat. That was pretty cool. That was actually informative. We got to learn a little bit about everything. I learned what a producer does. It was kind of complicated at first. He was like, "Yeah, I'm on the balance team, but I don't make balancing." And I was like, "What's the?" So that was cool. Get to get like the process behind things, what they have their eyes set on. I'm interested in this next. He made that next change sound really compelling when he's like, "There's one change coming, but I can't say what it is." And I was like, "Oh god, no." Yeah, so he oversees, like, he's like, okay, we have a patch coming, we need to make sure we all get together, and kind of makes it happen. Yeah, he's big business. All right, chat. I'm probably gonna get off and go to the gym. Maybe I'll stream like randomly late tonight, but we'll see. I don't really have a plan. I don't have a plan for tonight or tomorrow. I might still do LOR League with friends or LOR creators tomorrow, just cause. I think I want to play a little bit off stream. I've been losing a lot yesterday, and I want to figure out, like, A, I need to get better as a player because I've been trolling this season. B, find a deck. So I might get a random impromptu stream later, but as of now, that was just supposed to be an interview. So I'll make sure to get it for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. I again might be on later tonight. Not sure. I will probably be on tomorrow either way. Like just for a regular stream. So we're gonna raid somebody. Hope you guys enjoyed that though. Hope you guys got your answer. I tried to just go in order to be fair. Hope everyone got a question in at least. Let's raid a Nadia. Played him a lot the other day. Nadia's cool. Rating Nadia. I know the guys aren't the biggest Kaiser fans, but if you are, you're in luck. Because Nadia hit rank 1 with Kaiser last season. He's probably considered the best, if not one of the best Kaiser players on the server right now. And he's really cool in general and a good guy and a good player. So everyone say hi. Thanks again. 3 Greg. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Ruro. Thank you, everybody. And let's say hi to Nadia. Give him a follow and say what's up. I'll be on, if not late tonight impromptu, I'll be on tomorrow for regular stream. Catch you guys there. Peace.